Hello everyone and welcome to a Crimson Vow draft, which is a traditional draft, and this is also my draft number 70 of Crimson Vow, which is not, particularly interesting otherwise, but this is the draft after which I will be opening all my packs of Crimson Vow. I will, unless I'm very unlucky with the mythic opening rate there, I should be completing the set fully. So each card, I mean, especially the mythics, will be completed at 4 copies. That pack opening video will be a separate video. That video will also have my final set completion summary showing how much it cost in gems and what was my draft win rates and that kind of stuff. So that will be in a separate video, but it will be published at the same time as this one, and there's a link in the description, and also you can find it of course on my channel normally. Alright, here I take the bleed dry over something like a child of the pack. Rather easy first pick. Traveling Minister is also interesting first pick, which I might even take over the gold uncommon there. Alright, so now Ancient Lumpinot I like a lot. And when you pick it early, you can also draft a bit around it. You don't have to go, full toughness creatures, but you can maybe do some slight preference changes based on having this in your draft pool or not. Because my first pick was mono black, there's the being golden card doesn't really matter that much. It's not exactly the same as picking just a mono green card, because of course in that case if black completely dries out, the mono green card could still be usable, whereas if black dries out, this won't be really a playable card. But I mean, the pack isn't that strong here. Thirst for Discovery is okay, but this is just the best card in the pack, so I'm going to take it at pick 2, pack 1, pick 2. Alright, here Skull and Diver's Cup are the best cards in here. I think I like even the Diver's Cup slightly more, although it is a 5 mana card. But yeah, the black-green here, well, based on this pack is not that amazing, but only an uncommon and a rare have been taken. This might just be light on green cards. So I could take this Diver's Cup here, just to take the best card in the pack. I mean, something like a Grizzly Ritual, it is worth it. It certainly is. And here, and now I get a Traveling Minister. I mean, it is the best card in the pack. This pack also is rather weak. I'll take the best card, and maybe some of these colors is open, or maybe I'm past an upgrade and I'll take the red card. But no, that didn't quite happen. But now I have decisions to make. And this pack is also actually miserably weak, considering it's still a pick number 5. The cards are not good here. This thing requires actually a decent amount of blood tokens to be playable. Cobalt Lancer is not really that great. Toxic Scorpion, but I'm not gonna move to green based on this kind of 2-drop. Cradle of Safety is okay if I take the Diver. I think it is going to be either, well, one of these 3, but I don't like the Ragged Recluse maybe that much. Fine, let's take the Lancer. It at least can be a 1 mana 3/3 later in the game. Of course it won't be that on turn 1. Now I do keep seeing these black cards, so maybe it is black is one of the colors I should be drafting. Not sure about the green though, but pack 2 might change that. So here, because it seems like I could be blue-black, I actually prefer the Doomed Dissenter over the Gift of Fangs, which is fine, but this is good if you have some exploit stuff, and I already have one. So I'll take this and try to move to kind of an exploit direction, and if I'm very lucky, the pack where the Diver's Cup was, it also had a Skull's Cup. If that would come back, that would be huge. Alright, so there's like playable black and green, white and green. I have one white card, but I think the Bloodcrazed Socialite is just the easy pick here. I'm kind of solidifying myself to being black here, which is totally fine. Now, Scattered Thought is okay, but not really that amazing, and the Cobalt Lancer is, I mean, running 2 of them is already a bit risky. I take the Evolving Wilds at this point. The Quadro spell is nice, but it's not the highest priority 4-drop you are interested in, and I already have 2 4-mana cards, so I don't want to get too heavy for 4-drop slot. I like the Evolving Wilds here. It's gonna be good no matter what. So Wedding Invitation, Blood Servitor. I'll take the I don't like this really. I mean, in a very aggressive deck where you actually care about the getting through, or in a deck that has vampires and cares about lifelink, Maybe it's okay, but I'm not gonna plan to play this card at all. So I'll take the 20 gems for my side. For not for my side, but I'm not gonna play this card. But 20 gems anyway. Now this is a good spot to maybe take a green 2-drop. The Grisly Ritual is okay, Alchemist Retrieval is okay, but they are not cards I'm really that interested in having, and I might get these later in the draft easily. So if I open like a green bomb, I should take that green 2-drop, which I'm happy to play because I do have the Lumber Note here. Alright, so another Grisly Ritual, yep. I'll take the Dissenter Steel over the Mind Leech Gold. This is like not a very good exploit card, and I can gate these later too if black is open, and it seems to be. Selhofen Tumor here. If I'm blue-black, I didn't get the Diver's Cup, but it's not really that surprising. It's a quite good card. Alright, so now we have this stuff. And I open a Voice of the Blessed. Okay, well, some white card here. Of course, the Valorous stance is good. Restless Bloodseeker is. I mean, it requires one of two things: either that you just have life gain effects in your deck, or you have other ways to get not treasures, blood tokens, so that you can just transform it without getting to blood tokens from its own ability. Now this deck doesn't have really either, so it's not gonna be the pick, although it is a strong card. I think the easy pick is the Lantern Bearer. It's just a best blue common, and if I get some exploit stuff, that is yet another target for exploit. I hope the person who took the the Skull Scarp doesn't really move into some kind of a blue-black exploit and takes all the even the mediocre exploit stuff in front of me, but it's possible that it will happen that way. Now there's another Socialite, there's a third Doom Dissenter, but there's also Mind Leech Goal. I think this goal is going to come back to me at pick number 10, should be the case. I don't need to pick it this early. And I wouldn't mind having it if I have like a lot of these Dissenters. I'm thinking between Chill of the Grave, maybe the Socialite and the Doom Dissenter here. It's gonna be one of them. There's some green like the Wolf Strike, but blue-black seems to be more likely now. Yeah, I don't need another 4-mana card, so I think the Dissenter would be the best if I'm really going deep with the exploit, but Chill is... Okay, let's try if I get the exploit stuff going on. Let's just hope to get some. This is not the blue 3-drop on a common. There is also the one that exploits. So I didn't want to see this. I'd rather have the exploit thing, but oh well. Here a very weak pack because I'm not that interested in any of these. I could just take a random 3-drop here because I don't actually have any. Yeah, I have nothing at the 3 slot, as you can see here. Pointed Discussion is also not that necessary here. Fine, I'll take the 3-mana card still. And well, it doesn't seem like I'm getting the exploit things. I could take the Gluttonous Quest, or I could just take another Dissenter and go really deep with this stuff without having a single exploit creature in my deck other than the Diver's Cup. Maybe pack 3 will reward me. This is the best 2-drop if you have exploit cards. So let's try to make that work. Gluttonous Quest is good, but yeah, let's take the 2-drop. Alright, well there's a Biolume Egg, which I have to take because I'm really... I mean, pack 3 really has to be good. But I'm counting on getting the pick 10 Mind Leech Goal, a 2-mana exploit creature. If I don't get even that, I would be so sad. But I mean, of course I have to take the egg now because I kind of move to this direction here. Okay, Repository Cup. Now it doesn't matter if the card says exploit, I'm gonna use it. Plus, I can return a Bleed Dry and I can get something like Alchemist's Retrieval later in the draft. So this is actually completely fine pickup here. And there's a Red Strong, it's too late really to go for that. I don't think I want to have another Cobalt Lancer, although with multiple Doom Dissenters this will end up in your graveyard quite easily. So maybe... There's also Grisly Ritual. I don't have a lot of... Yeah, I guess with the the Repository Cup I should have more instant and sorceries I'm interested in returning. This is very slow, but I guess I can play one of them, sure. And... Okay, there's another Repose Cup, which I'm taking here. I mean, just because of the Biolume Egg. Because this is good enough, even without the stuff in the graveyard, when you have a Biolume Egg. Just transform this guy. Alright. Of course, I'd prefer get the double value, but... That's not also always so easy. Alright, so the Wretched Throng here. I mean, am I going to get more of those? I don't even need them necessarily because I have the Doom Dissenter. I could still pick one, because the Cruel Witness is good, but I have a bunch of 4s here already. I don't really want to, and I don't want to play another of the Crimson Ritual. I take the throne just in case I find still more of those. Alright, so what's this? The specimen, yeah, kind of exploits energy, but I have enough of exploits energy at this point, I think. Maybe I'll just take the Wanderlight Spirit because I don't like it in this archetype. Okay, now there's something to return with the Scarps. Yeah, I don't like it because it can't block ground guys, but okay, Cradle I can play. But okay, let's see if I will speak soon. Let's take the Flyer. I'm not gonna gain any life though. It's unlikely I'm gonna play either of those. Yeah, I don't like the fact it can't block flyers, but I also want to have, some 3 mana creatures. Okay, this is the exploit common 3-drop I wanted to have, and now I'm gonna take it here now. Well, actually, it's very easy because the pack doesn't have really competition. It is the card that I would take even if I didn't have this many dissenters here. I should actually cut the green here now. Traveling Minister shouldn't be here, so this is 7 black, 12 blue so far. Anything I'm not interested in playing. Yeah, the Wanderlight Spirit most likely gets cut. Okay, I get an actual high quality removal spell which I can pick up again with the repository Scarps. That's nice. Very good, very good. And then just complete blank here. I could take the Spirit just as a defensive thing, but yeah, the Recluse is not ever gonna... I guess if I play the Entomber, there's a chance I can discard some creature card to flip this. And I have one thing that creates me a Blood Token. Actually 2. Fine, let's take the Recluse for now, but this is definitely going to be easily cut here if I just have enough playballs. By the way, I didn't get the Mind Leech Gold back from the previous pack. At least now I get this. But that was disappointing. Usually, pick number 10. Well, someone else is playing Exploit, so that's the explanation. But I'm happy to at least now get one, because in this deck it's actually going to be quite okay. Now, Desperate Farmer or the Chill of the Grave. I do like the Farmer, especially when you have a lot of these dissenters which will die, making it quite easy to transform this guy. But the choice is between those two. Again, I have enough 4 mana cards, and Syncopate is not as good as Chill here. Chill is gonna often be a 2 mana spell here too, but I think the creature might still... Oh, I don't actually have a lot of interaction. Actually, change of plan. I just didn't realize I have only a couple of removal spells, a bounce spell, and yeah, not that great. And plus Chill is something I can return with the Scarps. Oh, I should have actually realized that the Chill is gonna be a lot better because of these Scarps. Yeah, I'm happy I took it without even realizing it. And now I'm gonna take another one because that's just how I should do it. Okay, another Stitched Assistant, very good. Now I'm actually having the exploit stuff here to make these dissenters and especially the egg quite good here. Alright, now I'm happy how this turned out, and I'm gonna play all the dissenters. The good thing about these is that these are fine cards. Not amazing, but they are fine cards even if you don't have the exploit energy, and when you do, it's fantastic. Okay, so here I could take a Pointed Discussion. I didn't find any of those 4-drop 4 mana card draw spells. I passed one in pack 1. I'll take the Pointed Discussion now. It's fine as a one-off. And I have a knife in my sideboard, so if I care about it, I'm gonna sideboard exactly one in. I'll take the uncommon. That pack had nothing I'm going to be interested in. Okay, I guess I'm not that interested in the Servitor, but if I want to have a 2 mana 3/3 for the sideboard into such a blocker, that's kind of possible. Okay, I take another one of these, but this goes straight to my Syncopate. I guess it's playable. Let's put it to the deck, because there might be some other cards I want to cut before the Syncopate. Okay. I see this Alchemist's Rival here. Did I accidentally put to the sideboard? I didn't intend to. Or maybe I was somehow... But of course this is fine because I want to have a certain amount of instant and sorceries to make this as good as possible. And it's when you are lacking interaction, it's a fine card to be played. Courier Bat, Fugue, these are not interesting at all. And I will make the cuts now. I suppose I'll choose the Land Art. So a pretty basic 23 spell, 17 land deck. And the easiest cuts here are... I think I want to play the one Cobalt Lancer because I have a so easy time to get, things in the graveyard by having these dissenters, which can just, if nothing else, just jump block to turn into a 2/2. But of course I would rather exploit them. But point is, it's actually going to be a fine card in here. So all the things in this world to syncopate is like it can be at any slot, but not in the one slot. But anyway, let's put it here for now. I could see playing all the cheap cards, and this is often a 2-mana spell because you don't wanna that often bounce your own creatures. Cradle is also fine, but cuttable. I don't think I need the Entomber. I have enough 2-mana plays. I don't need the Recluse either, and I don't need the Red Strong because it's the only copy, so I'm not gonna play a Goblin Piker in the deck. This is still 6 2-drops. Yeah. And then in the 3-drop slot, the Binding Geist is fine, but I don't want to have the Vandalite Spirit in the main deck. How about the number of cards? 14 blue, 11 black. I'll play the 4-mana cards, I'll play the Grisly Ritual. So this is currently, I think the Syncopate is going to be cut though, because I still need to find one other cut. So this is now 5 instants, 2 sorceries, and actually all of them are good enough to, so I'm happy to return any of them. Maybe Pointed Discussion will be a bit risky if I'm really, having some difficulties in keeping up, but I think this deck has somewhat easy time keeping up. Yeah, the Cradle of Safety is probably the cut, but is there something else? It could be the Binding Geist too. So let's see the number of 3-mana creatures. There's actually not a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then other things I can play on turn 3, but I don't necessarily always want to. So, for example, Pointed Discussion is maybe on the play it's fine to play on turn 3, especially if you had a 2-drop. But on the draw, if you don't have a 2-drop, you don't even want to play it. This kind of an effect, because that unless you mulligan you will have to discard to hand size, so this is almost always preferably going to be a later game card, and I don't want to play the Hero's Downfall or high quality removal spell just as an on curve play. I want to save this for something significant, not just a random 3 or 4 drop the opponent might have. Chill is fine as an on curve play, but I think I do like the Binding Geist, and I will get rid of the Cradle of Safety right now, but I will be sideboarding this in if opponent has a lot of targeted interaction. It's gonna be quite okay in that case. Alright, so 16 creatures, 7 non-creatures, quite a decent mana curve, and the amount of exploit cards I have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is enough for the Biloom Egg. Oh, there's also the Mind Lead Skull, so that is actually 6. Well, yeah, definitely enough for the Biloom Egg to be good, and then the Dissenters can often be exploited, but if I don't get to exploit all of them, it's still okay to drop. And sometimes I have to play the Mind Lead Skull on turn 2, because I would rather have a 2-mana 2/2 than not, most of the time. Alright, so this is the deck. I just put the Evolving Wilds, and I think it's pretty easy, even split. I have a double casters in black, but I don't think it's enough. Both of the double casters are these removal spells, which I actually want to save for the late game. Well, unless the opponent has an early bomb, but let's hope they don't. So I should be having enough time to find the double black requirement for these things. Yep, let's do it. I wish I would have gotten the Skull Scarp back, because I've seen it go late. It was in the same pack, in pack 1, than the Diver Scarp. Because this deck would have been actually pretty amazing with the Skull Scarp. But oh well. What is the art of the lands? Let's celebrate the pack opening that will commence after this video, so let's take something nice. This BO3 Duras Swamp is one of the nicer ones in my opinion, and then we'll take an island. I like this Midnight Hunt island. Okay, this is the deck, the main deck. Best of 3 event, so I have some sideboarding options. Okay, well, let's mulligan this one. Opponent also mulligan, so that's fine. And this is a nice hand. Wow. This deck can have this, because I have 5 of these guys. I'll discard the, well, I don't discard, but I will lose the island because I have 2 double black spells in the deck. Opponent also kept 6, but yeah, it's not unlikely to get this opening. I have only 2 of these assistants, but But whenever I drew one of them too, there's a reasonable chance that I get to curve out Dissenter into that. Now that is slightly annoying because now the 2/2 zombie won't be useful against the 1/3, but I still get the value, plus the 3/2 is good against the Bloodseeker. And Black-Red has often has two toughness creatures. Let's see if they have now one. Okay, they went with that, which is fine. They have time to do that. I will attack for one and then get my own card draw. Okay, doesn't matter the order here, but then I will let's see. I'm a bit the thing about this is that I'm kind of it's a good one, but I don't have more than one blue source. So if I play this, it's the only blue spell I'm gonna play. I'd rather draw something else than that. Which two islands in play? That would have been a lot different because I could play the Binding Geist and the Lantern. Well, it's here. I could have played actually Lantern Bearer and the Binding Geist on the next turn. If I had, I mean, assuming I had also the four lands, but it is okay. So now I can just play the Chill at some point and then use the Repository Scarp. Okay, well this has to be killed by the Crazy Reach also. Now I need to just go to 6 mana. This is insanely good. Okay, that is good. I think there's no rush playing the Chill right now. There's even anything. I kind of want to have just another Doomed Dissenter or the Biolume Egg to sacrifice for this. So, and I might actually want to. I'm more likely to return the Grisly Ritual anyway. So this is rather easy turn. I can't attack, but I can do this. I can do this, and let's get the island right away, just to save some time here. Now the opponent knows I'm not splashing anything, which I don't think matters too much. They are though. They have something from white. Or maybe this is the splash and they are black and white. As long as the Grisly Ritual can actually successfully get rid of this, but there are of course ways for the opponent to get it back, and then they could have something like a Undying Malice, Adamant Will, now that they have white, so it's gonna be, because this of course wins any kind of it's very hard to beat this unless you are very much ahead, and of course I'm not. This is only also a 4 mana 4/5, which is stat wise in limited. It's gonna be better than most of the other stuff. Okay, that is now good set of stuff they have. I need to return the Grisly Ritual. Well, I have a very slow game plan. First of all, I need to get my 6th land in 2 draw steps. They can transform this guy now if they want to. They have to do it sorcery speed. Or is it on your own turn? No, sorcery speed, so they can do that, and then they can start using 5 mana to drain. But I guess that's a lot of mana to use for that, but they can still do it. But these 2 other cards are high priority now, and I hopefully find my Hero's Downfall at a later point. Retrieval is not bad. I can actually bounce this guy. This is a vampire though, so it will create 1 blood token because of the Ange, which is sad. So I think I'm going to play the Chill here. I'm just wondering if I should now play it in my main phase. I can't let them really attack. I can use the Bind as... Because the thing is, I don't really want to play the Retrieval this turn. I'd rather play something else, so maybe I'll just do this. Maybe I will... Okay, let's just do this, whatever. Okay, there is the land, so now I have a game plan, and now I can keep the Retrieval up now. So how am I doing it? I hate the fact that they get blood tokens for free when... I kind of want to attack. It's gonna be not mattering that much though. But I guess I could attack with the Stitched Assistant because of the Retrieval here. It's quite safe. The opponent can easily just sacrifice the 1 blood token on the Ange's ability now. Okay, if you see some light blinking, it's because one of the LED lights in my in the spot. Light system is somehow malfunctioning. Sorry about that. Okay, so they have a good game plan featuring Angie, but if I get to now they have I'm in very much of a hurry to get rid of the purifier too, but they don't have currently mana to do all that. So let's see if I'm going to, because this of course requires 2 mana, but now with the they can sacrifice blood tokens to make this to gain life from this gluttonous quest to allow this thing to draw cards. So I think I'll just retrieve the purifier. It's the most expensive one, and it won't be generating any blood anymore because this will hopefully die before that happens. Now I could also transform the Bloodseeker. So not transform, bounce it. But maybe it's not so good. I will make them pay the 3 mana again. And I have the slowest game plan here ever, but if all goes well, this might end up. The sad thing is, of course, opponent still has a lot of cards in their hand. And let's see if they have Undying Malice, because if they do, I think it's gonna be very close to game over. But if they don't have an Undying Malice or other way to get it back, there's a good chance I can still survive here. Now there's no attacks here because of the 1/4. So next turn I'm gonna Repository Scarp, ditching probably the Binding Geist. The Binding Geist can block the Reveler, but I do have the 3/2, and then I will have the 3/3. So maybe I will want to keep the 2/2 around too, because this will at least have some utility in the side graveyard. Okay, so they can, if they really want to draw 1 extra card this turn, they can play the Purifier, use the final blood token, and then they will have 2 mana left to... Okay, they don't do that, but they would have had 2 mana to draw a card from this ability. They chose that thing, which is fine, a lot better for me. I wish I hope a Doomed Traveler, sorry, Doomed Dissenter. Traveler is a different thing. Mindless Goal. Well, I can exile my Swamp if they choose to. Oh, they sacrificed the goal itself. I'm happy I had the extra land here. Oh, look at this. Well, I had still 4 of these in my deck, so I guess it was 4 out of 25. That's like a over 20% chance. No, it's not. It's 16%. Whatever. No attacks again because of the 1/4 here. And then I need to get rid of them. Markov Purifier. Of course, if they never played, because they know about this. Well, I mean, I will worry about it later then. I have also another Repository Scarf, so my outs to find more removal effects, because this is still the Bloodseeker can also be, or the Reveler now, can also be problematic in the long run, because they can just, use the 5 mana ability there. But the problem with the Purifier is that normally, of course, it has lifelink, it has to attack for the ability to do anything, and it has to survive the combat. But with the Gluttonous quest here already being there, they just have an engine for card drawing for as long as they have blood tokens left. And of course, with this thing, they will gain blood tokens. So, okay, I'm happy they chose to play that, because I think the Markov Purifier is the most dangerous card they can have. Now they can ditch their last card from their hand, and then they will gain life from the Gluttonous quest. And then of course, multiple good things happened. First of all, I think that just means that they have something very good in their hand, which is not great for me, but at least they didn't draw the card. Now, they also could have attacked with the Bloodcrazed Socialite, because this thing, if they sacrifice a blood token, they gain life for whatever reason. You don't have to sacrifice it for the activated ability of the token. So they could have gone with the attack with the 5/5. I would have, of course, blocked with the Binding Geist and the 2/2, so it's a good trade for me. But that would have allowed them to gain a life without losing the card from their hand, and then draw a card with this thing. Okay, with all that said, let's just do this. Okay, that worked. So I'm almost ready to be safe. I think the Reveler still needs to die, but I have the card for it. And I have in my deck still one Repository Scarp that can rebuy these removal spells. Okay, they had a Vampire Kiss. Okay, that made no sense. I mean, why? First of all, why did they do it in my turn? They could have also just cast it and used the... I mean, the opponent lost some card draw there, but it doesn't matter because they have an Edgar there. Okay. Okay then. How do I win it? I forgot I have also Bleed Dry in the deck, and that thing exiles. Ah, this is so funny. I mean, I guess their good draws make me deserve good draws too, but I should have remembered this. This was my first pick in the draft. Okay, now let's just focus now. So I can't use more than one of these. I think I'd rather here now just I'd rather just exile it now. Whatever. Let's do it now before they can find something nasty. And then I still have the Hero's Downfall here, and a lot of redraws when I start drawing more lands. But this 1/4 is really annoying. If I attack with the Stitched Assistant and the Repository Scarp, that might make sense. Because I'm here doing the aggression, right? I mean, I have blockers for their guys. Yeah, this is gonna deal what 3 damage to them. It's still better than nothing because I don't think their attacks are that good. Okay, so let's hope they have used up their bums. And okay, now they can start doing that, but this thing has to die. They will get 1 blood token each turn, and of course make me lose life and them gain life, so I can't beat this thing. But I have my Hero's Downfall. Now I think the last removal out in my deck is now the one final Repository Scarp. So they have a priority now, which means that they have something, because they played a land, they have something they can use for 3 mana, or up to 3 mana at least. Something that is white or black. Anyway, this deck is white-black and they are splashing for Anje. They just had the mountain early. Okay, they are thinking about the attacks perhaps. Okay, Circle of Confinement, that can take the Binding Geist. But they chose to do that. Well, okay, that's totally something I don't mind happening at all. Now they get their blood token, but now I get to kill this before. Okay, let's first now do some redraws ourselves. Just in case there's like a 2-drop here. There's still no point in saving this because I only need 3 mana this turn and I will kill this before turn changes. And then, well, I mean, I guess I might as well look at the draw even though I'm not gonna play the card. Yep. So let's do this now before they get to do that any more times. And now I could attack. No, I can't. Well, actually I can. So Binding Geist and the Scarp can attack, give this guy -2/-0 from the attack trigger. And problem with that plan is that they can attack with this, make it into a 5/5. Then that means they lose the redraw. I think I'm gonna be a bit you know, raise a bit. This is only gonna deal 3, or if they trade, that would be fantastic for me. But he's only gonna deal 3. But I need to. I win the game only by making them go to 0. So might as well connect for 3. Because if they are willing to rather use the blood token here to redraw, then they can't make this into a 5/5, and I can have a good double block on it. Okay, well. Alright, well, I can still draw my Repository Scarp here. Man, I thought I was in the clear, but nope, they did draw the Edgar's Awakening here. I mean, I've dealt with Anje, with the what was it? Edgar Markov, Charmed Groom, and then also the, which I had to deal with. I mean, I sadly had to deal with the Restless Bloodseeker here. They have even no cards in hand. Do I need a 2-2? I mean, I just have to... Biolomech doesn't do it. I'm dying here, actually. I'm just dying here. Opponent just needs to play correctly, because they can drain to... Oh man, is this super annoying? Yes, it is. I mean, I have it facing 2 Anges, basically, and the Charmed Groom. And I had to use... I mean, the Restless Blood-Soaked Reveler would have also won the game for the opponent, so I had to kill it. This can also sacrifice creatures, so if they just draw anything, sacrifice fodder here. Yeah, I need to find my final scarp very quickly, this thing. I have 16 cards left in the deck. And the reason to leave this in my hand, but I actually didn't say it, was that I can draw my Biolomech, and of course I want to have exploit stuff here. Okay, so basically now I'm dead if they just sacrifice all their creatures, which they could do. But it is maybe somewhat risky, but there's no... Well, there is actually an uncommon life gain effect in the format for black. Yeah, the 3-mana removal spell. Okay, let's see what they got. I mean, they definitely have like an Adamant Will or something here. Well, I have to try to kill... I have to try to kill here, and then I can trade here, and... oh, this has menace, of course. So, I can't double block the... yeah, problem is that... Okay, yeah, well, I mean, I can't kill Ange then, so I have to double block the menace guy. Come on, don't do it. Now, this is how hard. Okay, so... change of plans, of course, menace. So, jump on Ange, because that has to be jumped anyway. Well, this thing has to be jumped too, so it doesn't even matter. So, block this guy. No... Is there a better way? Yes, there is. So these block the menace guy, and this blocks here, and let's see what happens. I would have been super happy to block the Ange, but I guess the card they drew is gonna also be good for them now. Because these are just bad blocks for me anyway, even if they didn't have the activated ability in here. So if I find... yeah, I'm losing to this 5-4 anyway at this point. Even if I find the Scarp, I do have actually the 7 mana to... I do have the 7 mana to return the Hero's Downfall and use it on the Ange. But now they can just sacrifice the rest of the guys, yeah. I wish I had the... Imagine if I had the uncommon that gains you drains for 3 here. I wouldn't be able to kill Ange, but they would have no other board. And I would be still at 3 life in here. But I guess I take the Dread Fugue here now. I'll take a Syncopate to kinda need it. That was a tough game, I don't know. They have those 2 bombs. Well, I have the removals, and now I know I have to just save my... I mean, I just have to maybe outrace them. How about the Courier Bat? I didn't see flyers. I could play just to have a flyer here, because I think... Oh, I have also the Vandalite Spirits, but I don't know if I want to have a 2-3 or a 2-2. Anyway, what I'm not going to play here is like... the retrieval is not... I need the other kind of stuff here. Binding Geist won't be good. Socialite isn't that great. But this is now 40 out of 40, so if I don't... Do I care about having like a... Because I need to win the game, and I don't know how do I win the game with my ground guys. My game plan was to generate value and ground 2/2s and all that, but they don't really do much against their deck. Do I need like a Ceremonial Knife to enhance my creatures a bit, or play something like a Wanderlight Spirit? I think I would take the Courier Bat instead. Do I have any way to gain life? There just isn't any way. I'm not gonna gain life, so this is just a 2 mana 2/2 flying that can block ground guys. This is 2/3 that can't block ground guys. I don't even know if I want to, like... No, I don't think the Flying Blind is gonna work. I could maybe play the Ceremonial Knife here. That light is, by the way, annoying. I need to do something to it. Maybe I just unscrew it from its socket, because there are 4 of them in the same assembly. Okay. I don't know. I guess I can try to win with the removal and Chill of the Graves and just overwhelm the opponent, and maybe I can counter a bomb rare. I do need to. Oh, I want to have the bounce here though. I'm not gonna play the Lancer because the bounce is important when I have the counter spell there, because they might resolve a bomb, and if I have a Syncopate in my hand, I can bounce it and counter it. But yeah, that was really rough. This is fine, but it's not. I mean, well, the opponent mulligans. They do have a three-color deck, so it's possible their starting hands are not that amazing. They maybe can't cast all the spells. I really thought I was in a good shape in the previous game, but they just so soon, just after I had basically stabilized and was able to start attacking for a bit, they immediately drew the thing, you know, the reanimating spell. I wish it would have been a little bit deeper in their deck. Okay, just a white here. Okay, that is totally fine. I mean, I don't even have an exploit creature yet. Well, this is even better target for any exploit creature, so let's grind into one. There it is one. Oh, I kinda need to... Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I think I'm going to... I'm gonna get value out of this. I'm gonna draw the swamp first. I don't plan on playing the 4-mana creature on the next turn. I will either use the Bleed Dry or the Chill of the Grave on the next turn. But I do want to save the Bleed Dry on actual relevant targets. And they had nothing. They had not even land drop, and they weren't interested in seeing how the game progresses there. I was dealing 0 damage here, but I guess that's fine for me. And then, yeah, that's fine. Let's use the same deck. I guess that's one game plan. Opponent has mana issues and doesn't get to play their bombs. Okay, so they get to be on the play. They have mulliganed in both games. Do they mulligan now? They kept 7 and I have a nice... I don't have the 2-drop, but of course I get into... Well, I do have a 2-drop now. That's good bait for the... if they happen to have the exile. I need a swamp here. If they happen to have the exile 2-drop they had in the previous game. Because I'm obviously not gonna sacrifice the Dissenter on this thing. I wish they sacrificed that guy. They're not gonna do that. That would be horrible this early in the game. Now that is a good one, but that doesn't... I mean, the bombs are 4-drops. So I'm not gonna play the Syncopate now. But it's not that I'm gonna leave mana up for the Syncopate either, but maybe I will at some point counter something useful. If they do have the Edgar, I need the one specific thing. I mean, I could have also a Syncopate. They have a 4-bear. Well, that's gonna be a good clock. They have a lot of these uncolored rares here. Well, darn. I guess I'll take the Fugue. I need to see what is in the hand, but this is gonna be not only dealing 3 per turn, but they also get to have blood tokens, which is not nice when the opponent gets free blood tokens, but the 3-power flyer is the more dangerous one here now. I don't think I can raise him. Well, no, when they have these kind of blockers, so I need to find an answer for this, and only exile-based removal works. Okay, yeah, Vampire's Kiss. It would be nice if it would be nice if I mean, imagine if they didn't have this particular 3-drop here, a flying 3-drop that deals 3 per turn. I would just completely dominate this game. But it is what it is. I don't think I'm going to use this without the cleave option, because it is quite important to get the nasty stuff they can have there. Alright, just try to draw. Scarp is going to get back what? I don't need that, I need my removal. Now this is not a good play now. Oh boy, I get the 4-4, but it doesn't matter, I'm losing in so quickly here. I guess next turn I can play the Dread Fugue and then I'll either leave mana up for Syncopate or play the Doom Dissenter here. There's no way I'm gonna raise them. Man, the 4-bear, did they have to have it? really awkward. Because it's such a nice a card in this situation. Okay, there's that. Yeah, I mean, I can't. There's no attacks for him. For me, I mean, I need to see what they have in their hand. Multiple. I mean, look at this. They have basically nothing if they didn't have this forebear. I can easily deal with their socialite. But I'm just totally... I can't even attack with any good value here. Maybe I can though. I can... Yeah, sure. This will attack as a 5-5 of course, because they have more than enough blood tokens. But I can double block with the dissenters here. Or I can just... But they can attack with everything. That's the problem. If I mean, not double block, I mean triple block with the... Well, with the dissenters and the stitched assistants to actually kill it. But they would be able to deal... Okay, the thing is, I'm not actually raising them the forebear, so I need to find a removal on this anyway, so it's better not to attack with the serpent right now, even though I could have connected for make them go down to 17. But I think this is too much for me to handle now. Now, I can draw my removal or bounce spells, but removal that, you know, this can come back by sacrificing blood tokens, so the non-exile based removal does not work. It has to be the exile based. So the bounce spell would actually be even better because I can just bounce and syncopate, which will exile too. That's actually quite nice synergy with the specimen, and takes a lot of time to use the specimen, and also this enters tapped, so in the great battlefield, so they can't do it for more than once, but still. Okay, they choose to do that, so they have one card in their hand. I wonder what's up. I'm gonna do it like this. Save the 4/4 for now, and this will become into 2/2s anyway, so if they have nothing, it's totally fine for me. But yeah, forebear, and look at this, all these free tokens, blood tokens. That's also super relevant, because if they would hit a pocket of lands, now it's no problem. So darn. This is one way to go. Can't even... I mean, I guess I can... whatever, let's attack. They can't kill this. The thing enters tapped, so if they activate it now, they can't triple block and kill the serpents here. At least this way they can only have one specimen back, because if I didn't attack, they could have brought back the other one, so now they will still have one there. So I have what? They have 2 attacks and then I'm at 1. I will die to the 3rd one. If I'm gonna win here, that also means dodging all the bombs, which they still have 2 of in the deck, and with these blood tokens easily they can find them. So what I'm hoping here, that their bombs are like in the bottom 5 cards, or at least one of them is in the bottom 5 cards. These forebears just made the game so annoying here. It really did. Because the combination of damage and the blood tokens, it's just so much to handle here. And soon the pointed discussion is gonna be a dead draw for me. I don't have ways to gain life in this deck. I'm not gonna counter that. Plus I wasn't gonna be able to do that even. They had the mana to pay for it. Also one other card that's gonna give them... Yeah, this is... The problem is that they do have the 2 blood tokens. So I still have to use the Hero's Downfall. But problem is... Maybe they will waste the blood tokens on something. Well, I don't have to... Wait, don't want to... No attacks. Almost passed without... Of course with Syncopate you wanna play all your lands, but... I'm gonna kill this mid-combat. I wish this was the exile based thing. That would have been actually so sweet. But Officiant also, I mean, the game is... It's hard for me to push through damage here, and this is gonna be like a 5-6 at some point. So I need my removal bounce spell. Chill of the Grave is also... I have 2 of them. That will buy me a nice amount of time, but the problem is that they have good blocks here. I mean, I don't have a good clock. So if I tap and make them creatures stay you know, tapped, it's not gonna help because I can't push through here. Maybe I should have attacked. No, with the persistent specimens are really annoying here. I hope they have an Anja now. They did not. Okay, Chill of the Grave is one thing. So now I need to... I can't do though anything. I mean, the specimens are... Oh man, look at this. I guess the opponent just completely outplays my deck. I mean, these mean I have no attacks at all. They can double block even the 2/2s, and they can jump block these and return it. They can start growing this. This is so miserable. I don't know how can I win here. I probably will need to have a very specific, something very specific to be able to win here. But let's see. I mean, I have a chance. There's a Stitches Cub, assistant, which will be good. But how do I push through? How do I deal 21 damage through this board? That seems something that's not gonna happen. They played a land instead of. Like, I guess they want to save the blood tokens for the forebearer anyway. Now I can... Okay, that is now, of course, the one game. This still stays locked, but this is a 3-4. It's an amazing problem that I don't have attacks with these guys at all. I wish I had something that exiles stuff from the graveyard, but I don't have it. I didn't even see these specimens in game 1. Yeah. This would be so sweet otherwise. Do I have any flyer? That is... I think that's a card I'm gonna play because I don't plan on taking any more damage from this guy. And I just need to get the card draw happening. 1, 2, 3, 4 attack. I have other blockers, so I'm gonna do this right away. I just have to get very lucky here. That's what I have to do. Okay, more chills. That's gonna be good. I will play it now rather than use the blood token. I will find other lands soon. But I don't know what I have to draw here to be able to push through here. It's gonna be... I have one... one of them. Yeah, I have a Repository Cup in the bottom of my deck. I have an Evolving Wilds in the deck though. So I can shuffle it. Okay, so they get to resolve that. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, they are at 19 now. I hope they have one of their bombs which I can syncopate, because I can still make this block down for a couple of other turns. But I might have to just play the retrieval on the forebearer. Yeah, I don't know how can I... The combination of these specimens and the Unholy Officiant is so weird because it's not that amazing stuff usually. So if I bounce the Officiant now and attack with like... I mean, I can't attack with everything because I am at 2 here. But they have mana only to... I mean, I have to use the chill on the forebearer. I mean, I just have to do something here. I need to be able to attack through. The Serpent can be unblocked at some point, but it's only 4 damage per turn. It's not that great. But I need to make some kind of an attacks here. That can make them exile a card from their hand, but it doesn't do anything. So, attacks... I need to have 3... No, actually 2 blockers only, so I guess I can attack with everything, because I'm assuming they're gonna make some blocks here. If they want to kill the Serpent, they're gonna take a bunch of damage there, so I think I'm going to just... I'm just gonna do this. And then I will play the Mind Leech Gold without. I think they're gonna just jump the Serpent and trade with the others. I mean, they can trade with exactly 1. But they have... They left only 1 black mana up. Well, they have a total of 5 only, so this cost 3, so they couldn't return 2 specimens here. They can also choose to take 9 damage in here, which they don't. And now... So they will have 2 attackers, but I will have 1 blocker and a counter spell, and of course I have to use the Chill of the Grave here. But anyway, there's no reason to sacrifice anything. They might have something nonsense to discard, or exile rather, but... And my Syncopate won't be that good, because I will, after Chill, I will only have... After Chill I will only have what, X equals 3 for it, and they have so many lands that it seems to be rather bad, but I guess this is now a game plan. I can start sacrificing my islands, but it's 2 islands, it's not 1 island, so that is really... I can basically deal 8 over a course of 2 turns, so a lot of things have to go right for me, including them not drawing Ange, because that just makes me lose right away. I can't even counter it this turn, because they can pay for 4 extra, and I only have X equals 3 here. So Ange is an immediate game loss. Do they want to deal 1 to me? If they have a cheap removal on the Mind Lich goal, I also lose, but I had to take that risk. I mean, I'm not gonna... Okay, they maybe have a... Well, my Syncopate won't be good enough here, so if they have Adamant Will, I lose the game. Maybe they have another Vampire's Kiss, but that would have worked even before the attack. Not sure why they chose to tap the blockers there. Maybe they have a way to deal exactly 1 point to me. Path of Peril says... Okay, look at this shit. It kills all but the Bylum Serpent. Serpent is a 3 mana creature, but these things are... I mean... That's just insane, I can't counter it. Wow. That was really good for the opponent. Can't counter that one either. Yeah, I'm dead now. Now I'm dead. Path... That was my... Oops, let's not lose the island when I can sacrifice them for this thing. Yeah, now they bring these back and attack. So I had a game... That was actually 8 power of creatures. I could have attacked for 12, of course I couldn't have attacked with all of them, but I could have actually pressured them to maybe make this an unblock. Okay, so, I mean, that was a lot of the rares, but the rares won't... I mean, this is usually not that good. And this definitely isn't usually that good. If they were forced to use it at 6 mana, I could have actually countered it. Yeah, they would have had 2 mana left, and... well, it doesn't matter. No, actually that was 3, because they haven't... It doesn't matter, whatever. What a frustrating match. I mean, opponent had, of course, way too many bombs, but also the... 3 power flyer in the previous game, in the final game, that was really annoying. Ugh. I think my deck actually is better than theirs, but I mean synergy wise, but not the bomb wise. So if they draw their bombs, but they didn't even draw the Edgar, the Charmed Groom and the Ange there. So actually they won without the best bombs in there. Well, they had the perfect counter to my stuff and the Path of Peril there. Okay. That was something. Well, let's just try to have a better game now. Okay, so I can just go chill on turn 3 and maybe get it back with the Repository Scarp. Another black-white. Okay, there's also all kinds of stuff there. I might use the... I mean, I have 2 dissenters, so one of them will... Okay, let's see how it goes. If they're gonna go to the low life total... I guess not life total, but a low amount of cards in hand, it might be useful to use the exile. And of course I can just do it for free, basically, because I have a dissenter to throw there. Now... This can't attack alone. I mean... This will be a 2 mana spell at some point. But don't I don't have a 4th land, although this will draw me a card. Yeah, let's see who's gonna get the Ceremonial Knife, because if I tap the Undead Butler, this Rallier cannot attack. Of course it can block in that case, but maybe I don't care about that too much. But I will use the chill, just to draw my 4th land if nothing else. And of course I don't want them to get the free blood there. So now they can't attack and I can... Oh, I have a Hero's Downfall here. How did I somehow forgot it? Oh man, I'm so bad. Because obviously I'm gonna return this not Chill of the Grave. I actually somehow did miss it that it was in my hand. It doesn't matter, because I'm gonna Mind Lich Goal now. They will exile one of the 2 cards in their hand. because it's quite mana inefficient to play it on this turn now that I have the 5 here. Next turn I have a downfall and at least a retrieval up, I guess. Okay, let's make them exile. Is it gonna be a land or something more useful? Even if they exile land, it's not so bad because they have the knife which can, you know, make lands. So that was a land. So they have the knife that can create them blood tokens to make them into fresh cards. Now Bloodcrest Socialite. Okay, so is that the... Now the Panicked Bystander is unpleasant as well. Okay, well that's not bad. I'm not gonna play around the Undying Malice or Adamant Will. I will let them have it. It's not that likely card in the end, and I would rather use my Hero's Downfall based on the information I have from their attacks. I kind of do want to get rid of the Bystander too, but yeah, they can return some of this stuff, but that's inevitable. The Butler will get them a card, always, no matter what. And they might as well get the Voice of the Blessed. They don't have a life gain now. Well, let's see if they're gonna make it into a 5/5. Yes, they are. So, block. I guess I don't have to kill the Butler. I don't want to lose my exploit targets. So I think double block here might be okay, and then Hero's Downfall the Socialite. That doesn't allow them to transform this, because they will gain only 2 life in that case. Sure. So they have a trick here, which means that my Hero's Downfall is... Well, actually, I'm gonna retrieve this thing. Yeah, I can retrieve it. And then the final card in their hand will be... They don't get the life, which is, you know, important for this not to... For this thing. Are they... What the... I thought I was gonna get value out of this, but no. It was a creature, but the problem with this thing is that I mean, if it was a land, at least it would have been a land they have to play to not get used to this thing, but... How am I again here? Look at the board I'm facing here. I mean, is the exploit deck just bad? I mean, I have the best possible draws from common cards at least, but I am just not having any chance here. I mean, I have a removal spell I can use twice, but they have more threats I need to deal with. It's super annoying that they had this. I really thought... I don't know. It seems like this is just not the archetype you should ever draft. Because I have tried this blue-black before too, and it's always kind of the same. Impossible to find attacks, and you just get overwhelmed like this. I mean, I can just play these. There's no point... I mean, I can just play this as a 2/2, I guess. Yeah, I can have the Hero's Downfall, but they even have the Blood Token machine here, so they can't hit a pocket of lands. Not that it's so bad when they have the Unholy Officiant to use the lands anyway. Why am I losing the cards like Unholy Officiant? It's not really that good. But there's nothing wrong with my draws in this game. My draws have been perfect. I mean, not perfect, but completely reasonable here. So I don't really know. Okay. Don't know even what can I draw here. Because the way I see it, I need to deal with the Officiant and the Bystander at some point anyway. I guess the Officiant isn't that good when they are discarding their lands. But I don't have flyers or anything. That maybe... I thought my ground guys would be enough. Maybe they just are not. And again, our opponent is at 22. I haven't been able to pressure them at all. So attack. I should have attacked first maybe, but it's not like that would have changed how they block or don't block. Well, now they at least can't attack. I mean, I get to eat it for free now. They get to return one of these things, but that's just how it goes. Well, isn't that just convenient? I have to kill now that. So my removal spells are really very taxed in here. It's impossible to... I mean, now they have all this. Still, I need to answer somehow. I think the deck might just not be good enough here. I guess I could have attacked with that one of the 2/2s here. They just get back something with the Butler. Maybe I need to exile the Butler. Is that if I draw the exile removal spell, I exile this because it will transform into Griffin Cavalry, for instance, which is actually just good enough for them to win the game. Any flyer will break this stalemate. I get all my... I mean, is this the best thing that you can do with this deck? And it's no, it seems like it's not enough to I mean, this is the I'm going off, so to say. But is that gonna do anything good? Any good for me? I don't. I mean, they can just start growing the Officiant here. So that's the funny part when you don't have any kind of way to attack here, any kind of good way at least. Things like Unholy Officiant suddenly are actually good cards. This is a stalemate that favors the opponent. The only thing I have going on for me currently is that they can't get free blood tokens without sacrificing creatures. But now I have to do that. I'm not gonna take 2 damage here. I mean, repeatedly. They get the blood token, they get the Griffin Cavalry. I just need to... I don't know, what can I even draw? I really hope that the... I mean, maybe the matchups just... Maybe the black and white kind of archetype is just too good against the blue-black specifically. Maybe this would have been better against something else. But what else can I hope for than to draw my synergy, both pieces of the synergy, also some removal here, and I'm still haven't attacked once in the game. And I'm facing all these threats the opponent can throw at me. I mean, honestly, I thought after the draft that finally I got a good blue-black deck. And here we are. No chance. This is gonna win me in 2 turns. I only need two back-to-back lands. I have removal, I have a Grisly Ritual, I have the exile-based removal spell, I have another Repository Scarp. But I really hate to be hoping that I need to draw specific things. Because that's not where you wanna be in Limited. That's not even gonna do anything, I need to find removal specifically. So now I can attack with this and this. I don't know why did I do that pre-combat, but whatever. That was the first time I was able to attack turn number 10 or so. I'll take 6 now. I can take even more. No, they draw land away, so they can... Well, I lose next turn if I don't find the answer for the Griffin Cavalry. Because the Officiant will fly. This has training, so maybe this should be carried by the Officiant instead, so I would actually take more. Yeah, I'm taking 5 now. Oh, they can do that. They can do even that. So now I'm taking actually 8 damage here, because now the training will work. And this Officiant will fly, and then I draw an answer or not. And they have more blood. And I have here 12 power of attackers, but that's not gonna be good enough. That is good enough. So I had to draw again. I hate to hope to draw one of my few outs. Now I did, so let's get the best. And I did scry to the bottom to dig into it, so I guess in any of the top 3 cards could have been one. But now I mean I have to check if I have an attack, because I think I should jump attack now. I mean, I will lose 1 by the Officiant. Yeah, I have to get rid of the cavalry. Now I could even play Chill of the Grave there, but that's maybe a bit too risky. I think I'd rather kill it with the Hero's Downfall. So if I attack with everything here, they will maybe trade with the Bystander. This will eat something, the Repository Scarpities, and they will take some damage. Yeah, that's how it's gonna go. They do get another Blood Token, but I need to deal damage here. If they don't block with the Bystander, or they take more damage, I think they should block the Assistant with it. They get 1 life out of the death trigger, and now I have the Hero's Downfall, don't I? It's kind of tempting to use a Chill because the difference there is that I get to draw a card. Can I win in a couple of turns? Because this will stay tapped, you know, they can't attack on the next turn, nor on the following turn. Is the game gonna last enough that I should rather draw an extra card? Because that's not an easy decision here. I actually think I need to win that fast. I'm gonna take the Chill here instead of the kill spell, as funny as that sounds. That helps me dig into more stuff. Now I can double block this guy, they can make it into a 6-6, but I can still double block it. They need 2 removal spells to win this turn. Yeah, I think this is the correct decision, because my deck also has still okay, there they have a Hero's Downfall, so that made the game plan a lot worse. But I mean, if the opponent has, I just drew a lot. They have Hero's Downfall, they have a Parasitic Grasp, Crimson Ritual. Okay, well that's like a similar amount of removal than I, but now I'm forced to jump block. Now the Hero's Downfall would be a better one, but I guess because this thing having Vigilance, maybe if I draw removal for this right now. Okay, now I will just lose the game. I had to draw something more than lands there. Okay, what I mean, the Cradle of Safety will be good against the removal spells. I will play that. Don't think I'm really caring about the Syncopate or anything. Cupboard Lancer, it's a cheap 3-3. I guess still. Maybe the Binding Geist won't be doing much. Okay. Let's try. I haven't seen, by the way, Divers Cup. Not that it would have mattered too much, but I would still want to see it in some game. So far, the only game I have won in this event is the one where opponent got stuck at 2 lands. Okay, I have my removal here. Of course, I do need to find my land drops at some point, but I have two things I can cast here for the mana I have available. Well, if I'm having time, I will be able to use the removal spells, but it just might not be enough if the opponent has more important targets to kill. Okay, this would have helped in some of the games just to start pushing through. Yeah. I guess I could have played it even, but I'm planning to double block with the attack, so... Let's see if they do that. If they attack though, they might have the... Well, no, okay, this thing... Well, at least this time I have an actual blocker already. And I also have a... Exile-based removal spell on it if they deal with the bearer here. Is this the same person? I don't think it is, but they don't have the red splash, but very similar decks in the first 2 rounds. Let's hope the round 3 will at least be a different matchup. Even if I lose this, I'm of course going to play the 3rd match. Okay, so they will get this thing back if they have enough blood tokens at some point. Well, I get to do the better thing. Oh well. I mean, of course, why wouldn't they have the perfects there and they get to transform this? But that still means it will die. I think I need to use the Hero's Downfall there though. I think I need to do it because I need to leave the bleed drive, something that I must actually exile. It's not so mana efficient, but oh, I'm gonna return it anyway. Yeah, with the thing here. Alright, in that case. Kinda messed up that. It doesn't matter, I mean, I wouldn't have attacked anyway. There's no saving spell there from an exile. The Undying Malice and Adamant Will would have worked against the Hero's Downfall. Well, I have 2 Dissenters, 2 Exploit creatures. Not bad. And they have... Well, I guess I'll just have all the removal here. Am I going to, in fact... Because they can... No, I'm gonna use this Garb now. I'd like to have the Diver's Garb too, but... Well, there's no rush with that. They don't currently have any blood tokens, so this will stay in the graveyard for now. So they are gonna use 2 mana for that. That means they don't have a lot of mana available. I can actually start raising now with my removal hand, of course. Is there gonna be some crazy good 3 mana spell now? Because how can they actually win this race? They're gonna kill that with the drain 3. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I don't mind if that happens. I think I'm gonna scalp. Although the repository scarp. No, it can't be of course used. There's nothing to return. But I'm thinking between killing the Griffin Cavalry, playing this now because the thing is that this has death touch. But I guess I'm just going to kill this then. They can attack for 2, and if they leave it as a blocker, I will be able to kill it. So I would rather just do the 3/5 now. They can also choose to put it to bottom, which is fine because this is a thing I might have to kill, but they also might not have time to play a 2/2. Yeah, they chose to put it to the bottom here. The 4 mana 2/2 now isn't necessarily what they want to have. So that was efficiently a kill spell. I mean, effectively, not efficiently. Well, it was rather efficient too because... Okay, they are gonna raise me now, sure. So they are gonna have to... But they know about the bleed dry here. I don't have 3 black, so I should play the bleed dry now. I mean, we are raising now. I'm taking 2 per turn here. This is fantastic draw. If I draw another land, I can just, you know, use the Dissenter into this scarp to get the bleed dry back once again. Man, if I'm still losing this game, I'm gonna be angry. Yeah. Can do this. Opponent still has 2 cards in their hand. But like, look at this, my deck is doing all I wanted to ever do. Okay. And I still have the Hero's Downfall in my hand the opponent doesn't even know about. Now I have blockers. I mean, I can block the Death Toucher here, and well, I can also block the 3/3 if I want to. This will make it. I mean, it's possible they kill the. Okay, they killed that, so they took the 3. Now they have again 2 cards after drawing 1. I think I'm gonna block whichever they're gonna untap. What does it matter? I'm probably killing. Well, let's see. It's possible they actually no longer can afford to raise and they won't be attacking with. But if they... I mean, of course I have blocker, but I don't want to multiple block the Death Toucher, so if they kill this thing, I don't want to double block this guy at least. I can double block the 3/3 though. Yeah. I'm seeing the same stuff from this thing. I mean, no, I don't even see the Edgar's Awakening often being played, but this is not the same person, isn't it? I don't think it is, but I mean, it's possible they are. But Edgar's Awakening isn't that amazing. Now, I'm still very much in a fine shape here, so the question is, am I just gonna go like all in with, because I can just get rid of these. This can't block. Yeah, I think, because I can now do double spell things here. Chill on the Rallier. I'll just, you know, kill them in 2 turns. Oh, and also Grisly Ritual. I will leave the Bleed dry, because, I mean, oh, actually I won't. I don't need them to, I mean, this is not gonna come back. Yeah. I mean, they won't have time to do that. So they will take, what, 9 damage. Now they need to draw something pretty good for me to not be able to kill them on the next turn. So finally my, you know, this actual creature interaction and the synergy with the exploit is going to give me a way out from this situation. Unless this opponent also has a Path of Peril now. If they have that one too, that would be too much. Yeah, the Grisly Ritual doesn't cut it. That is... Okay, they have... Yeah, but I saw these removal spells in the previous game, so they have... They could double spell here, so let's see, they build... stuff. Okay, so they need to... They are dead anyway, right? I don't even need to show them any other removal. They block the 3 and... Yeah, they haven't... Just be done with it. I don't want to show them any removal, although they did see this stuff in the first game. Okay. So another 4-bear I have to worry about. I think, I mean... it's just so bad to block it, because it will come back eventually. Do I need to play a Syncopate again? Dread Fugue. Okay. Edgar's Awakening. I wish I had some graveyard hate here. But that was a first legit victory without opponent being mana screwed there. So this deck was able to win. So let's see if I play like a Vandalite Spirit or maybe just a Courier Bat. Because it can block ground guys. But I don't think I want to do it just because of the 4-bear. I need to have the Lantern Bearer or interaction for it. I guess that is it. Syncopate is maybe interesting though. They have an instant speed removal. Couple of them, they might use them on my turn. Syncopate is easy to use as a counter spell in that case. So maybe I could see losing like the Cobalt Lancer once again. It is nice efficient card. I haven't drawn this even, but I guess I did sideboard it away in the previous game too. But I mean, these things will be in my graveyard often, so it's just a 1 mana 3/3 with a little bit extra value when it itself dies. I kind of want to have it here, but I also... Nah, I'm not gonna play the Syncopate, whatever. Maybe they don't have the 4-bear. But if they do, and I don't have the Lantern Bearer, that will be tough. Well, I do have the Lantern Bearer here. Probably gonna play the goal here as a... I'm actually gonna exploit because of the fact that I can make the goal a 3/3 flyer. Now they will have to exile something. Maybe it's something nasty. It was a blades. Okay. Okay. No rest. So I'm going to this thing. It doesn't have a lifelink or anything. So I should attack now. I have to use the chill there. Yeah, maybe I should have first seen if they have this or not. Well. Not only do they get to exile this gets a counter now. The same thing happened in the previous game. Why? This is too much. I mean, I have a good hand here, but look at the opponent, what they have here. This is so bad. I'm gonna lose this to get the chill back. Again, I'm just so much behind, I can't even think about raising the opponent. I can bounce this back so the counter won't matter that much, but I don't even have good exploit food. Now this is one of those games. I had one, I used it on the exile effect. Okay. So I can play the 3/5 here. They just keep the hits coming, right? So I'm taking here 6 or 8 damage because I'm gonna tap down the forebear. I'm not gonna play the 3/5 here as just... I mean, I kinda want to wait if I... I probably will bounce something. I don't know. If they use the blood token, I will bounce the... I will maybe exploit this 3/3 away at some point, but... Yeah, it's just too much. I mean, look at the opponent, they just keep the threats coming. I can't beat it. Yeah. Well, let's see if I win the third match. It doesn't matter in terms of prices because in traditional drafts 1 win and 0 win prices are exactly the same, one pack. But I gotta say that given how... I mean, maybe the black-white matchup is somehow bad, or maybe this archetype is bad, or maybe I just should... One thing that I could pay attention to is that if I had those... the 4-mana 3/3 flyers, Cruel Witness. But then what would I cut? All the Blood-Crazed Socialite would be easy to cut in that case. And then maybe like a Cobalt Lancer. So that would give me a flying way to win here. But other than that, in the previous game I was just pressured by the opponent so much that a 4-mana 3/3 wouldn't have done anything. But my deck has this mana curve, it has the synergy which has worked in the most of the games. But it's just so hard to get any... I don't know. Maybe the opponent just had an amazing decks, of course, that's also possible. But I can't say I'm a fan of drafting blue-black anymore, because this is not the first time I'm struggling with the color combination. It just doesn't seem like it's strong enough for its commons. Maybe I would need to have the Skull Scarp in the deck, or a Fell Stinger, or something like that. Let's see how this hand is gonna go. Opponent did mulligan. I do need something to return with the Scarps, but... okay, they have Flame Blessed Bolt, so... yep. Doesn't matter. I mean, if I lose the match, it doesn't literally matter at all, so it doesn't matter if opponent has now, so to say, perfect Gs against me in this match, but... yeah, the Scarps won't be that good if I don't have any of my instants or sorceries. And they have a Welcoming Vampire. Okay, so they're gonna start drawing some cards. Chill and then play the Scarp. Okay, I'm gonna chill it on their turn. But yeah, that's one card per turn if they have the appropriate creatures, and these color combinations should easily have low power creatures. Let's do this before Thalia resolves, otherwise it's uncastable. But yeah, this is actually... I mean, they're gonna get so many free cards from this. I need to find one of my removal spells ASAP. Hero's Downfall, please. The exile thing doesn't work with Thalia. I need a 5th land for that. So they mulligan to 6, which means that now they are back to parity in terms of cards. And now I just need to... Well, they can make a 3 power first striker. Oh, look at this. I'm again in trouble here. Well, mostly because of the Welcoming Vampire. I can raise the Thalia. But the Welcoming Vampire is gonna give them too much value. Because it basically means the opponent is never running out of cards. And if they can add to the board each turn, it's gonna be hard to outrun them when they have this evasion creature and all that. But let's see what they do. They have this perfect uncommon in here. So I can double block the Thalia if they attack with that, so there is that. And I will. It will trade with the Repository Scarp, but that's the best I can do here. Okay, they chose not to attack with it. Maybe. They haven't committed yet. Alright, so that's now 2 cards they have gotten from this thing. And I can play now Dissenter into another chill here, I guess. I have to also start attacking for some damage here. I guess I'm not sure if I'm gonna... Well, the Dissenters don't do much here. I don't need 2 of them. I will just rather use the Chill of the Grave. I can cast it now, even with the Thalia attacks, because a zombie makes it 1 cheaper, so it's a castable spell now. That is a 3rd free card from this. So now you can see the 3 cards in their hand basically are from the Welcoming Vampire. Otherwise they would have an empty hand. So this is the kind of stuff that is gonna win games. Let's see how... I'm thinking about maybe just letting them attack with everything and try to just you know, raise them, because I can't beat them card-wise. It would be tempting to tap down the Walter though. But let's see who they're gonna target with that ability. 2 target creatures. Ah, what the hell. Let's do it like this. Deny them the blood token. Okay, there is a bleed drive, which might not be good enough anymore, because they drew 3 free cards there. But I will get to remove that and something else too. I also get to attack for 3 again, so I get to, in this game at least, the difference between this and some of the previous ones is that I can deal some amount of damage here and kind of proceed towards victory here that way. So this is first striker, so because I was thinking about letting them attack with both and then just tap the Thalia. I could have attacked with these 2, but it wouldn't have mattered that much, and it would have been 5 damage only versus 3 unless they trade with the Slayer. But now they won't be blocking the Scarp because that would be a double block. Now sadly Bleed Dry is 5 mana, so I can't play the Dissenter now, but it doesn't matter. Next turn I play the Dissenter into Scarp anyway, which is probably gonna be almost the same as if I was playing the Bleed Dry right now with the Dissenter. So no reason to do anything quite yet. If they are gonna have a creature about to enter the battlefield that has the 2 power or less, I will then of course respond by Bleed Dry, but if they don't have such a thing, I want to see which they are gonna... Are they gonna move the equipment around? Are they gonna attack with something? I will see. Okay, that is a simple decision in that case. But yeah, 3 extra cards from Welcoming Vampire. Let's say 2, because they did mulligan, so 2 compared to me from that 1 card, which itself is just a 2/3 flyer for 3 mana, which is good. Good stat line. So they can attack with the first striker now, because I can't double block. Well, I can, but won't. But I can go to 12, that's not a problem now. They do have all these flyers though. My Scarp is... It's gonna get back something, but it's gonna be slow. It could still be, again, in this case, it could be the chill. But I think I might have to kill the Marco Vulture. Okay, they offer the trade here, that's totally fine. Maybe they have a trick here, I mean, could be. But if it's a combat trick, Surge Strike, Adamant Will, I don't think I care about it. It can't be anything too good. I'm willing to trade such a trick with the 2/2 zombie here. Okay, more creatures. Right, so this time I'm gonna just Scarp, well, Disinter and a Scarp here. Which means that I'm gonna attack with both of these. And now they will be able to attack with everything they want to, and this Griff Rider will be trained. And with the Thalia, and no matter what, yeah, I won't be able to use the... Because this is now the same question I had in the previous game. So, which one do I actually want? The thing that can draw me a card, or the thing that just permanently destroys a creature? Because this is a bit of a racing situation now. I think the answer again is the Chill of the Grave. It's as good as removal, because the game will be over before the creature can untap again. Unless the opponent has like a couple of removal spells suddenly here, out of nowhere. This is also cheaper, so I can maybe multiple spell with this thing as one of my castables. Only applies if I don't draw a land, because I will be using the chill most likely on their turn, or not on my own turn. So if I draw a land, the double spell won't do much, unless the card I draw is instant. Anyway, are they going to attack with everything? The first strikers have, but I have a good jump block with the Doomed Dissenter, that's no problem. I will take 5 in the air, and then a couple of first strikers. So what I should do here is double block maybe. Thalia, should I? I could take 8 damage here. I'm just figuring out what they might have here. So they could have a... Yeah, if I take everything, that's 11. That's 8 if I block 1. But they don't have a +4 trick, do they? But if I'm gonna make such an attack here that makes me vulnerable, such a block here that makes me vulnerable on their next turn. I mean, if I do this now, I will have 10 power of creatures, but they just have, and I can tap one blocker down. But if they have a removal spell, I won't have lethal. And how do I beat on the following turn when they have all this still available? Well, how do I beat if I make it? I mean, I'm thinking about killing like the Thalia here. This will pump anyway, so if I jump this, I go to 7. I guess I can survive one more attack from these flyers in that case. But I'm gonna lose the Scarp and... Okay, I think this is the only way I can win. I hope they don't have removal. If they do, I won't be surviving. But now this is now exactly 10, so if they have 2 blockers or a removal spell, I will lose. And they can easily have, because the Welcoming Vampire did. Okay, they had... Okay, 1 land, 5 mana. That's not enough. How about the final card in their hand? Is that gonna deal with something here? Well, I mean, I have to do this. There's only one way to find out. Okay, that is kinda interesting. Okay, so they did make a greedy attack. They actually had the information available there. They knew I had the chill in my hand. So they could have simply just not attacked with the ground guys here. They had a very good fast clock in the air too. Maybe they hoped I don't see the line. Maybe they hoped to draw something better with the Blood Token. But yeah, so this is a red-white aggressive deck. I didn't see a lot of removal. There was the Flame-Blessed Bolt, but I'm not sure how good the Corridor of Safety is going to be here. The Vandalite Spirit again doesn't even kill the Welcoming Vampire. It just bounces off of it. Plus, if they have a ceremonial knife, it's quite miserable. I don't think I want to. I mean, it's something I want to for once cast a 1-mana 3/3. Can I draw it, please? And then there's the Binding Geist, which is not that great against the first striker. I guess I could see not having the Binding Geist and maybe having like a, I don't know, Miser's Cradle of Safety. Maybe I can get them somehow. It's also a a combat trick, a permanent +1/+1. Sometimes +1/+1 is all you need to win a combat, and then it's a permanent enhancement on the creature, so that's like a small bonus. Even if you don't need the hexproof. Alright, well, this is now the Dissenter into Assistant curve if I find my third land. Well, that's a good draw. I don't mind drawing such a powerful card if it's not a land. Plus now I did draw it. And they don't have a 2-drop. They could have a Flame Blessed Bolt on this though. That's very okay. If they do, they didn't use it. They can still use it in response to the Stitched Assistant though. Well, no longer because they tapped out, so this is perfect now. Does this final match kind of return my fate to this archetype? I'm not results oriented at all. I do realize that my opinion is now based on the fact that I did lose the 2 matches. Yeah, I mean, if blue-black is going to be open in a future draft, I will draft that archetype, but I'm just not convinced it is the best thing there is. So I could double block to prevent them from getting a blood token, but I guess I'm just rather lose a 2/2 here now. Plus, if they have a Surge Striker, Adamant Will double block is horrible thing. So yeah, there was no reason. I mean, it would have been crazy to double block. Too much can go, yeah, and they have. Imagine if I did a double block. They would have still gotten the treasure token, and I would have lost both of these. Celebrant, okay. The Lantern Bearer is gonna be fed to the Diver's Cup, most likely. I'm thinking about if this is the kind of turn when I should play the Pointed Discussion or just simply use the Hero's Downfall. Actually, this could be even better. I could use the Cradle of Safety here this turn. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna attack. If they block, I will use the Cradle to win the combat. If they don't block, I will use the Hero's Downfall. On the Belligerent quest. Or they could have the Mark of a Vulture too. That's definitely nice target for the downfall. They will get to deal 5 damage in that case and get another blood token, but nope. Adamant Will could be a thing here still. Do they have both? No. Surge Strike and Adamant Will, only the first one. So now I'm in a decent shape here. That would have been a nice target for this thing, but I didn't exactly want to take the 3 damage, especially when I could prevent the blood token happening. But now this is of course fantastic to just set them back a bit. So and I get to now cast this, not on this turn though. Anyway, let's do the attacks. It doesn't actually matter in which order I do it because they're never gonna block it anyway. So now the 3/5 ground guy is gonna be something they will. I mean, it is hard to push through with the red and white deck. If they do have a Surge Strike, that will help still. But they are now deciding if they want to redraw it or put that one to the bottom of the library. I could see them not redrawing it because my current creatures are going to be able to attack past it. Although this is a good blocker on the 3/2. So they are really deciding. I will resume the recording once they have made the decision. So they chose to put it to the bottom of library. Now it's their main phase. Okay, so I can make. I mean, the Cradle of Safety is very good if I get to. Okay, wait a minute. Let's now. I mean, point is that Lantern Bearer on this is great because I can protect it with the Cradle of Safety if they have removal, but now this is a problem. So when this trains, exile up to one other target creature card from a battlefield or graveyard. Okay, yeah, this is actually quite nice because this can either temporarily remove opponent's creatures or just, you know, reanimate your own ones. That's a pretty sweet one. I did draw the creature ritual, but sadly I don't have the mana for it quite yet. So if they choose to exile something from their graveyard, they will get it back when this dies. But I guess they only have the Belligerent quest, so maybe I can live with that. It's also possible they will try to get the Diver's Cup here, in which case the Cradle will be quite nice. I want to actually hit my 6th land drop, so I'm gonna use this turn for this. And if possible, I want to keep up. I mean, I'm definitely keeping up mana for the Cradle of Safety. But if I draw any land, I want to be able to play a Lancer too. Like so. Should I attack? Now that I have the Lancer. They are not gonna block it. This is first strike, this is 1/1, this can, okay, yeah, definitely I'm gonna attack. I got my Lancer now. It is nice to play 1 mana 3/3, that is good for your tempo. So this will be getting drained. I can't prevent that from happening. But I hope now they will try to target the Diver's Cup, so I can use the Cradle on that maybe. And then they could also clear the blocker, so they could use the coupled Lancer here too. I don't even actually want, so this is exile, yeah, they go to battlefield under owner's control, so actually I should let them, I mean, I don't need to use the Cradle of Safety in response to this ability, as long as I can be sure that it dies to the Crystal Ritual. If they do have an Adamant Will, the Crystal Ritual doesn't survive and then it's horrible. But let's see first what they do. I don't have to make any kind of decision yet. Okay, so they are tapped out. That is good information to have. And now they will be able to train it, of course. And they will be able to do their thing with the... Well, let's see what the Savior is gonna do. I will be killing it with Crystal Ritual on the next turn anyway. I will be taking a bunch of damage here. So... I can block it with the other guy. So they are gonna target the Belligerent quest, yes, because that's the only reasonable thing there. Because they're gonna lose this. They shouldn't use it to target my creatures. Yeah, the quest is now here. So the quest will enter the battlefield. What I can do here is I can trade with this, because I still don't want this to continue. Unless I have way to win. Hey, wait a minute. I don't think I do though. I have 9 power of creatures. I can make it 10, but it only would work if this wasn't around. That's actually funny. I mean, if this wasn't here, I would have a winning attack, because this is 9 plus 1, which is exactly 11, but that's not enough. When they have a blocker here, I can make one of my guys fly, but that's of course not gonna do much. So I'm running out of time here, so I'm thinking just oh, what the heck. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it like this anyway. This is good for my tempo, and now I only take 1 damage. That also means that I have more time here. And the good thing about this is that the Crystal Ritual can now be used for the Mark of Vulture, for instance. Now, they have 4 power there. If they double block, I'm fine with that. They have enough blood, so I don't care about this thing creating more blood for them. I will attack with both. I will pressure them. And now I could still choose to lose the Belligerent, make the Belligerent quest go away. This alone only deals 2. Unless they have a hasty attacker like a Daybreak Celebrant. Well, that's still, you know, this represents 3 damage, even if they have 2 targets for it. This is always 3 damage. So I'm gonna use the Crystal Ritual. I'm just thinking which is the target here. I mean, this is bad blocker because it's just a 1/3. But it's also a flyer. I can block a ground guy. I think it is this. Plus the pump effect is kind of annoying too. So let's do it like this. I won't be playing the land because I might wanna discard it. So if they want to, they can make me go to 7. But now I will have a lethal attack and they have information about it. The lantern bearer here represents 1 extra damage, so my creatures will be lethal if they don't have something for them. But of course they do have cards in hand. But these are quite big. They might not be able to block them that profitably. But they also can't just let me make one of them fly and attack them, you know, kill them in 2 attacks. But they of course can have like a fierce retribution. I used my Cradle of Safety, you know, as a combat trick, not as a counter spell to their removal. But it's a good sign if they start now using the Blood Tokens, because they have not even that much mana available. So not only does it tell that the hand that they have currently isn't so good, it also means that they will have less mana to do significantly, you know, board impacting plays now. But yeah, this event of course is a disappointment. I go down 1500 gems again, so I will be in the quite deep in the negatives. You will see in the set completion video how many gems I lost during this run. I was kind of hoping to at least after building the deck, I thought this shouldn't be hard to get 2 wins out of this deck. Okay, so they actually can't attack, or they are forced to jump block. So kind of interesting. Who should I? Yeah, they can double block these. Yeah, whichever doesn't have the lantern bearer will be double blocked so that I can't kill both of those. Well, I have these blood tokens. Let's maybe use them. I can just find a removal spell. There's a Mind Leech Goal, which I can use with a Dissenter actually. But I don't have more than 6 mana for this turn, so I can't do all. This would be a 7 total. I'm not going to offer a 1-for-1 trade here, so I would rather have the Lantern Bearer here. On maybe the Cobalt Lancer, that does more damage. The 3-5 is maybe a bit better stat-wise. Fine. If they have a removal on the Lancer, at least they are down to... They're down to 3 life, so... Maybe it's okay. Anyway, I will do this now, and I'm still at 10, so I'm not... And I have the 3-5 to block with, and of course I have this to jump block with. And they need to do something for the Lancer. And there's no flyer big enough to just trade with this, so if they have flyer, it would only jump block. That will only. So this guy... Wait a minute, didn't the previous round opponent have the Welcoming Vampire? Well, they have to jump block with it. It did draw them a card, but the final card in their hand, unless it is a 1 mana card, which it could be, the Flame Blessed Bolt, it will get exiled this turn. But it doesn't even matter now because I get to win. Okay, so against the red-white deck, it wasn't that hard. Well, it was still, you know, tough decisions there, and well, maybe not tough, but interesting decisions. But this deck doing its thing worked against the red-white deck, so maybe I should just, well, first of all, the very first match the opponent had, you know, those bomb rares, and the game 3 was mostly maybe not because my deck is somehow not that good, but maybe because they did have the 3-power creature on turn 3 while being on the play, and I didn't get the proper answers for it. So that was kind of the one card winning that game. It doesn't usually win that easily, that one card, but in that case it did. And then the second match, I did a lot of these exploit stuff and sacrifice. I mean, with the fodder I had available, but that just somehow didn't work out. In the third match, I wasn't, even though the opponent played an aggressive archetype, I was able to hold the ground enough, and also the aggressive archetype creatures are not that good on defense. So my 2/2s, for example, were relevant. My 3/2s were relevant too. And my 3/3s were relevant. So yeah, I mean, if I was given a choice to pay 1,500 gems and go into another draft with this exact deck, would I do it? I kind of want to, because I like the curve out potential with the 5 Doom Dissenters. With these, well, there are not that many 3 mana exploit creatures, but there are the Scarps with a bunch of nice spells to return from the graveyard. I do like the deck. I mean, I actually like it. I don't think there's even a card I would rather not have. Well, if the Binding Geist was a stitched assistant number 3, that would be great. And if the Bloodcrazed Socialite was maybe one Cruel Witness. And that's probably it. That would be fine. So I'm not sure. Maybe blue-black is fine, but this I shouldn't be too results oriented by this event. But like I said, I have had trouble before too. But I think the earlier decks I had for blue-black, with which I had some trouble, they were not this good. I mean, they were like halfway there exploit decks. Now this is an actual fully powered. Well, not powered maybe because it's mostly commons, but I had the things and they worked in most of the games the way they need to work. Alright, well, anyway, this is the video part, and this will be a separate video, so the next one will be in its own video. But let's claim the price of one pack, and sadly getting this now, in the final draft is minus 1,500 gems to my set completion. It's not looking so nice now that I got this extra hit. Now that said, I will be continuing this draft as normal. I'm not gonna stop drafting even though the set will be completed now. So I can show you, this is now the number of packs. I have 334. I will be opening this and have the summary in the video. You can see from the description below. But the point is that I will be drafting the set. But of course, when the double feature comes, which means that both Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow cards are in the same draft packs, I think. So that will be draftable before Neon Dynasty in a week or two from now. So I will be doing those drafts. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do Crimson Vow drafts at that point, but we will see when that happens. So thank you for watching the video. Sorry I was a bit whiny, but just can't help myself when I kind of it felt awkward to face the bombs in the first match, and in the second match, even though my deck was doing its thing, it's just I wasn't able to progress in the game state at all. So it was like just a frustrating match somehow. And well, the third match of course felt much better because my deck was doing its thing and it was working. So that's the reason. Yeah, the next video will be I'm not sure if maybe a premier draft. The cube draft is still on. I'm not sure if I want to draft more of those. Well, I have drafted a lot of cube, but I haven't recorded those. So I don't know yet what's the next video, but something will come tomorrow as well. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. And maybe go check the pack opening video with the set completion summary if you are interested in that side of things. Bye bye.